Okay, everybody, this is part 2 of NFL teams tier list, and we don't have Jack Vandy of HTSP today, but we do have Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it kind of looks like a palm tree on my head. Like, it really is embracing the Gulf, the tropical vibe.
Yeah.
So we got Cam Newton. We're going to talk about the Patriots and Cam Newton a little bit. But first, we're going to continue with our quality tier.
Cardinals!
And this is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, go check it out on his channel.
If you haven't seen part 1 yet, then you might know how good Michael Pittman is and how it's disrespectful to put him in the same sentence as Randy Moss or Jerry Rice.
Yeah, in part 1 we talked about the Super Bowl, our Super Bowl winners pick, and we talked about the Super Bowl contenders and playoff likelies. So starting it off with the next team we're going to talk about in our quality tier.
I almost said Seattle Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals do have some good offensive weapons in D-Hop, Kenyon Drake. Chase Edmonds has proved to be somewhat of a valuable asset.
They signed AJ Green. They got some JJ Watt in free agency.
Yeah.
So they're a quality team. I think Kyler Murray could potentially take a step up. We're not big fans of Kyler Murray, but
we don't like short track runners.
I think he's a little overrated. Like people like anointed him as a star before he ever did anything. So
yeah, facts.
I think he's a little overrated. But they're a quality team all around. So we'll give them quality. Next up, we got the Saints. The Saints for so many years have been playoff likelies and even Super Bowl contenders, but Drew Brees has announced that he is retiring.
They sleeping on Taysom Hill though.
Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston. I like both those guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints made it to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think they have a stacked offense, obviously. And then, their quarterback situation's just kind of up in the air. So I feel like that they would be better off kind of like, flexing Taysom Hill than kind of just like starting Jameis at QB.
See, like the thing with Taysom Hill though is he doesn't I don't think he's good enough with his arm to like compete against like a team like the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's
or, like,
why I think he's like
the
a
good
flex
teams.
or something.
So that's why I think Jameis needs to be their starter because at least he gives them a chance.
Jameis though, like.
And then you could bring in Taysom to do like trick plays.
Yeah, so the year the Titans just went on that crazy playoff run and nobody saw it coming. Like, I vividly remember, Derrick Henry took the Wildcat and they thought he was going to run up the middle, so he kind of did. But then, like, mid-stride, he just, he floated it right over to Mariota, who was just there in the end zone. So I feel like Taysom Hill could be on either side of that play, the person throwing or the person catching.
It'll be hard for defenses to know to prepare for both.
I remember it was a huge fantasy glitch. I basically had 3 QBs one week because I was able to have my 2 QBs and I was able to put Taysom Hill at tight end.
Yeah, that's a cheat code.
It was a super glitch, but in my league with my family, I only did that. In my other league, I actually started him at QB because I had Travis Kelce at tight end.
Kelce.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The last team in the quality tier is the Atlanta Falcons. And we debated putting them in could be fixed.
But I think they could be fixed, could be better. But I think even though they could be fixed, I do think they're still a quality team. So Gurley's just got no worth anymore. So they picked up Mike Davis, which I'm actually not a huge Mike Davis fan because I think the only reason he really did crazy good is because I think just the fact that nobody saw him coming. He just shot out of a cannon and just had some good games because teams just wasn't ready. Because even after the first good game that he had, they was like, oh, fluke, because I think it was against like a team with a bad defense too. His first game, I forget who.
Mike Davis is a South Carolina guy though, so I like Mike Davis. I think he's actually pretty good.
Go Gamecocks.
Facts. All right. I mean, ultimately, like, the only reason we put the Falcons in quality is because of Ridley, Julio, and Matt Ryan.
Facts.
They are pretty. They have a lot of holes though outside of that, so they're definitely on the lower tier of the quality.
Do they still have like
team.
Vic Beasley or whatever?
I don't even know. Even if they do, it's not like he's that good.
What is their defense, though?
It's non-existent. All right. Next up, could be fixed. We gotta go. The Panthers. And the reason the Panthers rank could be fixed is because I think they're like a quarterback away and maybe some defensive pieces away.
So because they have DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, obviously CMC,
Christian McCaffrey.
I was just thinking, I feel like they have a good tight end, but
They don't have a
Curtis Samuel, I definitely don't really think was great for them due to the fact that Curtis Samuel just always there, and that's a fast guy. Like, he's just always there when you need him.
And then on defense, they have some young studs too, in Brian Burns and Jeremy Chin. So they're
Jeremy Chin, I'm a big fan of, but I don't know.
They're a few players away though, so could be fixed. Next up, we've got the Cowboys. The Cowboys, man, they're kind of been a joke of the NFL for a long time. Everyone's always like, oh, they're going 8-8. And they probably will end up going 8-8.
Yeah, see, signing the Dak Prescott contract was basically signing a contract to go, 7-9 or 8-8 for 4 more years.
Yeah, true. And then they got Zeke. They way overpaid Zeke. Zeke is like, we like Ohio State, and so we like Zeke, but like, he's lost it a step every single year. He's gotten worse every year he's been in the league. Like, I feel like his rookie year was like his best year.
See, that's the thing with running backs. I remember Jordan Howard had a ballistic rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time his name was mentioned?
Yeah, he's kind of irrelevant now.
With the Bears, he had, I believe, the most rushing yards in the league as a rookie. Like, he had a ballistic rookie year, then just nothing.
A lot of people are saying James Robinson is the next Jordan Howard.
Facts.
You think so?
Yes.
We'll
I think he'll last like an extra year other than Jordan Howard, because James Robinson was slow to start out, then just go crazy.
Yeah.
But
just
then
like
Jordan Howard was just good the whole time. It was just like bleh, whereas James Robinson was like bleh.
All right. So moving on.
Speaking of Noodle Arm, speaking of our special guest, who,
Cameron
by
Newton.
the way, sucks at football.
Mm-hmm. He's all
has
talk.
no arm. Cameron Newton
From the
of
Patriots.
the Patriots.
The Patriots could be fixed. They signed a lot of guys this offseason.
The thing is, I don't think they can be fixed, but they're not horse manure.
Why don't you think they can be fixed?
Because, just think about it. Do they have a single player on their roster that's not a tight end?
Yeah, but they're kind of old.
Dante Hightower, I like, though.
They're kind of old. Like, I think all the free agency signings were dumb because they're not going to win anything this year.
Yeah.
And they're just spending money.
Bill Belichick was just...
As long as Bill Belichick is your head coach, though, they're not horse manure.
Bill Belichick, this is a checkbook. Hey, Hunter Henry, sign this. Okay, Jonnu Smith, sign this. He was just cashing out.
Yeah. So the Patriots could be fixed. Not great. Next up, we got the Giants. The Giants
We're actually
are close.
very close to the playoffs, but the Eagles are just absolutely bums, and you will see them later in horse manure, trust me.
And the Giants, their secondary is actually good. And they got Saquon. They just signed Galladay. I don't like Daniel Jones, so I think they still need a quarterback.
Daniel Jones is a bum.
So we'll see. They're in could be fixed. They're close. They're getting there. Dave Gettleman has made some bad moves in the past, but he's slowly redeeming himself.
Like the Panthers, I feel like they kind of a quarterback away.
Yeah, I think they have some other holes too, but
honestly,
their line is not very
You
good.
can't even blame them for that 6th pick anymore. Because, if you're going to look at the quarterbacks that came out of that draft, Drew Lock, Dwayne Haskins, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is probably right now the most successful out of all of them.
Yeah, that was a pretty
Even
weak
though,
class.
because Daniel Jones, I feel like could have.
Wasn't there a quarterback drafted ahead of Daniel Jones? I don't know.
Oh, was that the Kyler one draft?
Oh, I think that was the Kyler draft.
So, but you can't blame them because they had the 6th pick. So, on to the Raiders. The Raiders, they're another team, kind of a meme, 6-10, 7-9 every year.
I just think, like, the Raiders, they're just could be fixed because the receivers suck. Josh Jacobs is mediocre. Derek Carr is mediocre. Darren Waller's like the only good thing they have on their offense. Their offensive line's not bad, but nothing like too crazy. And then their defense is kind of mediocre as well. They're just all around pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we need to say about them. Next up, we got the Bears. The Bears. Yeah, that's all we can do. Is just laugh.
Absolute choke. 5-3. So were the Browns at one point.
So the Bears go into last offseason. They said they're gonna fix quarterback, but they bring in Nick Foles. Absolute dog water. He's
hey, I'm
look like Nick Foles, but
no, I don't.
Not anymore because
Not
you got
with
the
the
mullet.
mullet.
Yeah, facts.
With the mullet?
The mullet gives you power, so you're better than Nick.
Yeah,
Nick
facts.
Foles. Yeah, so Nick Foles, so that's a joke. That didn't work out. Then they're like, okay, we're really going to fix quarterback this offseason. So what do?
So,
what do they do?
If I'm a Bears fan, wait.
They bring in Andy Dalton.
I heard oh my God, the Bears just signed a new quarterback. Who is it? Is it Russell Wilson? Is it Deshaun Watson?
Did they trade
it's
for...
Andy Dalton!
Oh my God, Super Bowl bound. QB1. All right. No, the Bears
Draft
are
Andy Dalton in your fantasy league if you want to lose.
Facts. If you want to lose, good. But they could be fixed because they are a quarterback away. Andy Dalton doesn't change anything. He's awful. If they would have made a move for like Watson, they'd be Super Bowl contenders because their defense is good and they got Montgomery and Allen Robinson and Cole Kmet. So could be fixed. Next up.
Okay, here is the Fins, the Miami Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins, they made some... Wait, the Miami Dolphins are in could be fixed? Okay, yeah. So, I think we talked about this. So the Miami Dolphins are in could be fixed because they just haven't really proven...
I mean, I really kind of wanted them in quality or maybe even playoff likely due to the fact that they were 10-6 and they were, I think like the 7 or 8 seed in the, so we're just going to call them quality, but
we're actually going to change this mid-video. We're going to move them up to quality.
Sorry, the lawn is being mowed, so,
You want to move this inside and then edit it together?
It's so dang.
Alright, we'll be back.
Some dude decided to, mow a lawn, so we are officially inside now, so hopefully the audio is a little better.
We apologize for that, but where were we? We were on the Fins. We said we were moving them up to quality. Their defense is good. Really the reason that they were that we even thought to put them in could be fixed was the fact that their running backs are still not great. The receivers, they did add Will Fuller, so their receivers are better. Gesicki. But Tua, I'm not a big fan of Tua.
Yeah, facts.
But you never know.
I just don't like lefties. I don't know. I just feel like, especially being a Madden mobile player myself, dude, lefty quarterbacks in Madden suck.
Like, who's the best lefty quarterback?
Dude, I don't know. I remember I was doing an arena draft battle. I drafted 95 Mike Vick. I'm so hyped. But of course, he's a lefty. The card sucked.
Maybe you're just bad.
I don't know. Probably.
All right.
Hey, have you not seen my Madden Mobile highlights?
True,
I'm gnarly at Madden Mobile. I'm a Madden Mobile god. I'm still gnarly at Madden Mobile.
He also posts Madden Mobile highlights on top of tier list, so check out his highlights.
Yeah.
He's going places.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got the Bengals and could be fixed. We like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, the Bengals, I think, are a quality team, but I think in order to be playoff bound, they need to be fixed. Like, think about their tight end, CJ Uzoma. Yeah, I bet if anybody's even watching this, a lot of you out there, are just like, CJ who?
I don't even know who that is. No, I'm just kidding.
CJ who?
Humst? All right. Yeah, but their defense
I do
sucks
like
too,
T.
and their
Higgins,
offensive
though.
line.
Joe
That's what I'm
Mixon. Joe Mixon's overrated.
Mixon's overrated, but he's still not bad. And then T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd's pretty solid.
Yeah, Tyler Boyd's gonna
He
do
slept
big
on.
things.
And then Joe Burrow, we like Burrow, but they still need to fix their line.
If
and their
there was
defense.
such thing as most improved in the NFL, I think it could have gone to Tyler Boyd.
Facts. Possibly. All right, next up, we got horse manure. The
AKA
first
me.
team in the horse manure category, and for the record, this is as of today's current NFL. So the first team is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Everyone really expects them to take Trevor Lawrence, but at the moment, they don't have Trevor Lawrence, so at the moment, they're horse manure.
Yeah, so we're going off what we know right now, and right now, we know they at least, at worst, have a chance to get Trevor Lawrence, even if they choke the pick or trade out. We assume they're going to take Trevor Lawrence, but we're going off what we know, so we're just going off. I think we pretty much ranked off of them having Gardner Minshew, basically.
Yeah, and even if they do get Trevor Lawrence, there's no telling, like, he's not a guaranteed to be a stud. Like, he could still bust.
Yeah.
So, you never know. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Flex.
I mean, what is good about the
The
Eagles right
reason the Giants didn't make the playoffs, Jalen Hurts, dude, for the Eagles fans looking forward to the Jalen Hurts era, just don't get your hopes up.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but he was not that good of a quarterback.
Sorry to break it to you, but Jalen Hurts is like a bad Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. His arm, he's only good on play action. Every other snap, like, he was just not good.
Because,
And
like,
then
they have
his running
have
ability's
decent
decent.
running backs. So, like, play action works because, like, they kind of commit to the run because they know the pass is trash. But, so that's the only reason he's good on play action, because his receivers are wide open. But they're probably still, when Jalen Hurts, the rare times that he makes a good throw, I mean, who's going to catch it? Jalen Reagor?
Yeah, they have no receivers at all. And so for all the people out there being like, oh, well, Hurts was better than Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz was considered good in Indianapolis. Now, the thing is, like, NFL defenses had no film on Hurts, and they were not prepared for Hurts to come in. So, like, teams are going to figure out Jalen Hurts, and they're going to shut him down so easily. He does not have the natural ability of so many other quarterbacks in this league, and he works his ass off. So we're not trying to disrespect Hurts. He's just worked his butt off. So we're not trying to disrespect Hurts.
Put some money in the swear jar, my guy.
All right, where's your wallet?
Okay, there we go. He put a quarter in the swear jar. We're chilling.
Yeah, but I don't
Just
think Jalen
ignore his profanity.
Okay, anyway, next up we got, in the last team in horse manure, we already talked about the Jets and the Texans. The Jets and the Texans are below horse manure. They're just not even worth mentioning.
Bad.
All right, so next up, the last team we're going to talk about is the Denver Broncos.
Bad.
And your favorite, your second favorite player.
Horsecock Law.
Okay, not actually.
So, Drew Lock was actually the MVP of my fantasy team, I would say, due to the fact that he got injured, causing me to pick up Justin Herbert, who probably was the actual MVP of my fantasy team.
So thank you to Drew Lock for helping this man in fantasy. You are truly goated. But really, if you think about it, like, Drew Lock is not going to take the Broncos to the playoffs anytime soon.
Cut.
Melvin Gordon.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Melvin Gordon, he is, his best days are behind him. They do have decent receiving core with, like, you could maybe put them in, could be fixed, but their defense isn't that good either, so. Yeah, not great. Horse manure.
Okay,
all right.
That'll do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace!
If you could like and subscribe, that helps out my boy a lot.
Yeah.
And again, I know you just kind of had an early sign off, but I'm Jack Vandy from HTSP. This is
The Chosen 121.
The Chosen 121. Check out his other videos. Check out part 1. Thank you for listening to the NFL teams tier list. If you disagree, Leave your response in the
If
comments.
you disagree, you're wrong because I have a mullet, so I'm always right.
And I have the braids, so
Facts.
I mean,
Peace.
yeah.